May 16th, 2023. Daily Bread. Passage, Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 1 to verse 16. Key verse 9. Title, Two are better than one. Again, I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, and they have no comforter. And I declared that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive. But better than both is the one who has never been born, who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun. And I saw that all toil and all achievement spring from one person's envy of another. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Fools fold their hands and ruin themselves. Better one handful with tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Again I saw something meaningless under the sun. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil, yet his eyes were not content with his wealth. For whom am I toiling? He asked. And why am I depriving myself of enjoyment? This too is meaningless, a miserable business. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Better a poor but wise youth than an old but foolish king who no longer knows how to heed a warning. The youth may have come from prison to the kingship, or he may have been born in poverty within his kingdom. I saw that all who lived and walked under the sun followed the youth, the king's successor. There was no end to all the people who were before them, but those who come later were not pleased with the successor. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Daily Bread message. The teacher twice mentions that the oppressed have no comforter. Because of that, the teacher reckons that being dead is better than being alive, and better still to not have been born at all. But when we come to God, our Father, He comforts us in all our affliction and trouble. The teacher also sees that people toil and achieve out of envy. Although fools let their laziness bring them to ruin, achievement and constant striving to get ahead is also meaningless. Having less with tranquility is better than endless toil, to gain a little more, which is likened to chasing the wind. God made us for friendship. A person toiling alone, even if he realizes his ambitions, will find his labor meaningless. Modern Western culture emphasizes achievement, advancement, material possessions, and comfort at the expense of relationships. We are living through an epidemic of isolation and loneliness. Two are indeed better than one. We need others to help us, and as much as we need to help others throughout our life journey. How will you intentionally build up spiritual friendships today? Many people may follow a poor but wise youth, but people who come later are not pleased. People are fickle, but Jesus is forever the same. Prayer. Father, help me to love others by being a good friend and comforting others. One word, put people ahead of ambitions.